Hello, my stamping friends. Patty Edwards here with Why Stamp with Patty. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live in the Omaha, Nebraska area. And today for my Sunday video, I'm going to make my last card. This last week I've been featuring the Fun for Fall bundle, and I've had a lot of fun with it. And today I'm going to use the little scarecrow finally. He's so adorable. And of course it has a coordinating die set. So there are dies that cut out the little crows, cuts out this flower, this hay bale, banner, and the scarecrow. But then there's additional ones that cut out the corn stalks. And these are also the corn, that stick out of the corn stalk, and then there's a fence. There's some lovely sayings in here. I'm going to use today, so thankful for you, but it also has, there's something to crow about, and earlier this week I made a card with the crows. There's this little flower. I used that on a card this last week, and I said, hope you have a wonderful day. On my Fast Friday video, I used this hay there and these little leaves. Has a little happy fall, y'all, and a congratulations. So it has a little variety of sentiments in it. All right, we're going to set that aside. This bundle came out in July in our online exclusive release. And all week long, I've been using the in-color paper that also came out in July. It was our gingham paper, the gingham gallery 12 by 12. And I did several things with that. I did notice this morning that this is on back order, but it'll be coming back real soon. So for this card, I am using the in-color paper that came out in our May to August catalog, and it will, carry over to the next catalog. And this is really nice because it's, you can get these patterns that are in this same packet that I'm using in all of the, subtle, regal, neutrals, brights, and the in color. So there's 20 sheets, and you get 2 of each double-sided colors. Now, I'm thinking for the in colors, because those are for the regals. Let's see. So, these can be interchanged if you want to use the in color paper, but you didn't get the gingham and you don't want to wait. This is perfect because it has, let me show you. It has 2 different designs that are double-sided. So you have the small polka dots on one side in all of the in colors, and then on the other side you have these bigger polka dots. So that's, kind of fun. And then the second pattern are these stripes, and then on the other side it has another type of stripe on it. So who doesn't love stripes and polka dots? They work well. So today I'm going to use a strip of the Golden Glow with this small polka dot pattern. And I'm also going to use some of our adhesive sheets. These are awesome when you have something that you're die cutting. For instance, today I am going to die cut these little corn stalks and this fence. And sometimes that's kind of hard to add your adhesive to and get it to stick real well. So I'm going to show you how you can use these adhesive sheets and adhere them to the back of your cardstock prior to cutting out your die. And then once you cut it out, you can peel that off and just stick it right to your project. So that comes in handy for those little detailed dies. And adhesive sheets, you get 12 of them. They're 6 by 12, and that lasts you quite a while. You can do a lot of adhering with with that. I'm also going to use some glue dots on my little corn cobs, and I'm using the liquid glue. All right, and I'm going to use Stampin' Blends to color in my little scarecrow. All right, let's bring in the papers that we're going to need for our project. So I have some little pieces here because we're going to be die cutting, but our card base itself is Golden Glow, and this is cut at 6 3/8 by 5 1/2. And then I scored this at 2 1/8. So it's basically a half a sheet of cardstock and scored at 4 1/4 if you wanted to, and then just cut off 2 1/8. You could do that too to make it simpler if that's easier for you. You know, we don't have to do everything the same all the time. And then you have that scrap for something else. And then on the inside, I'm going to have a panel of our basic white, and that's going to measure 4 by 5 1/4. And this is going to be kind of a little fun fold. So I have another panel of Golden Glow. This measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then I have a piece of basic white that's going to go on top of there. And that's just 1/4 of an inch smaller. So 3 by 4 1/4. So this is 4 1/2. This is 4 1/4. This is 3 1/4. This is 3. And that's going to be going on our card. And then our piece of Designer Series paper is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. That is going to go on the front small panel of our card. So let's go ahead and attach these first. A few things. We're going to attach the DSP to the front panel. And that, just going to have that 1/8 of an inch all the way around because we cut it 1/4 of an inch smaller. Our inside panel is again just 1/4 of an inch smaller, so that's going to have that 1/8 inch border all the way around. Okay, so that is our little shell of our card, and we can go ahead and take these two pieces and go ahead and add them together. And then this is going to attach to this top panel. So when we add the glue, we want to be careful not to go past the part that's going to go past this front panel. So I'm going to center this on here, and then this is the way I like to do it. I kind of just use my fingers for a guide, or I can leave this centered here, and then I know I do not want to go past any higher. And got a little something there. That way we're extra safe, and I like to just kind of smush it around a little bit. And we're going to center that so we have even border on the side and top and bottom. And then we're ready to create our decorative pieces that are going to go on here. All right, let me close this. And I have cut, this is that adhesive sheet, and I cut one down to fit on a piece of garden green. This measures 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. It's just going to be used to die cut our corn stalks. So we're going to peel off the backing of the adhesive sheet, and we're going to adhere that to our garden green piece. Now, I do like to make my cardstock a little bigger than my adhesive sheet, and the reason being is that I don't want it hanging off the side, because then when I run it through my cut and emboss machine, it gets my plate sticky. So that is one piece that we need. And then I have another piece here that we're going to put some adhesive sheet on. And this is a piece of pecan pie. It measures 2.5 by 3. And let's see. Ooh, there's not a seam. So I have to kind of get this started, and these fingernails are not the best, but I have my trusty pick tool that I think can help in that area. I don't think I could stamp without my pick tool. It comes in so handy and does so many things. All right, we're going to stick that to the back of our pecan pie. So we have the sticker paper on the back, and we're going to lay our die on top of the colored cardstock. Let's see, I'm going to, what else am I going to die cut? I'm going to die cut the little corn cobs out of some crushed curry. This is just a scrap. Measures 1 by 2 1/4. And then this little piece is another piece of Golden Glow that I'm going to stamp the, I forgot to grab my Golden Glow ink pad. I'm going to stamp that little hay bale, and I'm just doing tone on tone. And then I can take my Golden Glow Stamp and Blend, and where that hay bale has that little twine around it, I'm just gonna color that in so that kind of pops out like that. All right, so now we're ready to die cut. So we would get out those are our corn stalks. This little hay bale has a matching die to cut that out. And we have, let's see, we have this little die that cuts out 8 pieces of corn. And we have our fence. Now, I'm going to need, for this particular card, I'm going to need 2 corn stalks and 2 fences. And let's see, I also need to stamp on a piece of basic white our cute little scarecrow, because we're gonna cut him out also. So I'm going to set those aside for a minute, and I'm going to go ahead and ink up our cute little scarecrow. Make sure I got the ink well distributed. I'll cover that up, and we'll just stamp that on a piece of basic white. Make sure he's kind of long, so we want to make sure we're pressing evenly. Look at how cute he is. Oh my gosh, and he's even cuter when you color him in. So let's do that before we die cut. So I have lots of stamping blends because he has lots of coloring needs. So I'm first going to take my Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to use the bullet tip. You can tell the thicker line is the paintbrush edge, and the little bullet tip is the thinner line side. And what I'm going to color in with this are his little strands of straw that is for his hair. And he's got some strands of straw sticking out of for his hands, and also for his from his little legs here. So, oh, let's go ahead and, it's got a couple little straw things up here too. We'll just add a little yellow to that too. And then I have some Pool Party, which I'm going to use to color in his little shirt. And again, this guy is kind of, you know, the images are kind of small, so we're probably not going to do a whole lot of blending, you know, where you take the darker color and blend the lighter color. I might do some on his hat, show you that, but his little shirt is kind of small, so I'm just lightly adding some Pool Party for his shirt. And then I'm going to use some crumb cake, and I believe this is crumb cake light, for his face, because usually their little faces are made out of gunny sacks or some type of material. So we want that to be a little bit darker. I'm going to run that along there. And sometimes when you let it dry and you go over it again, you can get a little darker shade with the same color. So I don't know if you can tell that, but you can see how I went over that a second time, and I did get a little bit of darker hue. And the key to doing that is letting it, let that alcohol dry a little bit, and then you can layer the colors. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm going to make his little overalls blueberry bushel, and I'm going to use the light color for that. So I'm going to add this little patch in blueberry too, I believe. And he's got these little suspenders that are, and I am using the paintbrush edge, but I am barely touching. Let's see. Wait, I'm going to color in these patches first so I don't get crazy and miss where these are, and color them in with blue. Don't want to do that. And let's see, I did on my original, I made his little buttons here red, and I also made his little scarf red. Kind of pops out. And let's see, we're going to make his band on his hat also red while I have this out. And I think with the crumb cake, I also, he's got a stick that's holding him up. So I'm going to go ahead and color that with the crumb cake also. All right, now I'm ready for my, finish up with my blueberry here. And I'm just coloring very lightly with that tip. That's kind of the key, not to press hard and to just kind of let that ink flow. We're just going to kind of go around the outline first to fill in everything. And I find it helpful to, you know, turn when you're going around certain objects, to turn it so you can better see what you're doing. Go over this and let that dry, because I'll go over that a second time. I could get my dark one out too. But, you know, it's kind of, the scarecrow is wearing the farmer's old overalls that, you know, have seen better days. So now I just am going to go over this little band again and make that a little bit darker, and just maybe highlight the areas around the pocket to make that stand out. And I think that's pretty good. So now all that's left is this little hat, and I'm going to use Golden Glow. So I am going to take a little bit of the dark first and fill in. Just going to make a couple little lines with the dark, and then we'll do the rest with the lighter color. Kind of. So I'm just kind of fanning out that color that I put on there to begin with. To kind of bring that dark into the light. And then that helps give you a little bit of shadow. And you can always go back and add more until you're happy. But I think he turned out pretty darn cute. Let's see. I do have some Granny Apple Green that I'm going to add to this little grass patch down here. And there, now he's finished. And now we can take our dies and we're going to cut him out. But I made this a little bit bigger because I want a couple crows that I'm going to put in my card and onto my card also. So let's go ahead and move this for a second. I'm just going to stamp a crow. We're going to use the same one because we're going to have one on the outside and one on the inside. And to color those in, I'm going to use my smoky slate. So I'm going to use the light on the beak. When I was doing my crow card earlier this week, I was going to do it in yellow, but I looked up what color crows are, and we think they're black, but they have kind of a bluish or purplish highlight, and their beaks are dark. So I decided I'd just use the light color, and we'll just fill this in. Actually, I want him darker, so I think I'm just going to use the dark smoky slate on the whole bird. Make him a little bit darker. Yeah, I like that better. So I always tell people, you just keep coloring until you like it. You could always go back and add more color. And with our stamping blends, you can also, combine more than one color to create highlights and shadows. You don't have to just use the dark and the light of one color. All right, there we go. We have our little crows, and now we're going to put this all onto our Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to have our crow, cut that out, and of course, by the magic of TV, I've already done that because, I have to run this through twice, and just to save a little time, I've already done that. But I did want to show you, let's get this out of the way. When I cut out the corn, I did not put adhesive sheet behind it. You could, but what I like to do is when I get this out of my die, I like to take my glue dot and kind of roll it up with my pick tool, and then I can add this, onto my little I can add it back onto the strip until I'm ready to use it, and that way they don't get lost. If we just used the sticker sheets, you got these little guys floating all over the place, and then you're looking for them. And if you've watched my videos, you know I have a hard time keeping track of stuff. All right. Okay, so that's all my little tips. So we have our little scarecrow. We have 2 of the fences that we cut out, and there is the adhesive sheet behind it. I have 2 of the corn stalks. I have 2 of these little birds. I have my little, oh, I didn't, whoops, I'm going to use the bullet tip. So on the one I cut out, I didn't draw in the line on the twine that's holding it all together. All right, so now we're going to put this all together. Going to kind of lay this out and see where I would like things to lie. And I am going to cut off one of the corn stalks because our little scarecrow, you know, he's going to go in the middle and he's going to kind of cover up part of one, and so we really don't need all 6 of these. And then I can use one as a little accent in the inside of my card. So I'm just going to cut one of these off. Try not to cut the whole thing. There we go. Underneath there. And this one will just have 2. And we're going to have this and this little crow are going to go on the inside. Now I have my little fence, and so you'll see we need to put our fence on after we do our the corn. But this just happened to work out perfectly where the fence, I'm going to line it up on this border and this border. And I want to kind of be able to see those corn stalks through my fence, which on my first one, I did not. And I didn't like that. So we're going to go ahead and show you how easy this is. We're going to take our pick tool and just peel off, get this started with my pick tool. We're going to peel that backing off of our little corn stalk here. And then we'll go ahead and add that to our card. And I can go over the edge there with the leaf, but I don't want to go past this because it does have the sticky on it. If it didn't have the sticky on it, then it wouldn't matter, but we're going to do the same thing with these 2. And I don't want to press down. I didn't want to press down on those yet because we have to add the corn. So we'll put these 2 over to this side. Oops, I'm doing it again. Don't press down yet. Ooh, there we go. Now we can go ahead and take one of these corn pieces and we're just going to stick it in there just like that. And you got your corn stalk with the little corn popping out. And it just makes it easy to handle these a little better when you have those glue dots on the back. It helps keep track of them, and it helps just place them much easier. So we got that one. Now I'm just going to look and see if I need to put one in here, because this little guy is going to cover it up. So I'm not going to put the, let's see, not going to put that guy on there. Let's see how our fence did. If I got that lined up right. Well, you can see the corn through there this time a little bit better. Okay, but we want that down a little bit, so it looks like he's in the field and our fence is over here. Okay, first I'm going to put some dimensionals, because the fence is going to cover part of our scarecrow, so we do need to pop him up, and I'm going to not put a dimensional down here because I want that to lay flat, because the fence is going to cover that. So I'm only going to put dimensionals up towards the top here. So I have, that's going to go there, and see, one going on his arm, up here on his hat. And we'll put another one kind of in the middle of his body. And then take the backing off. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of that, where that grass is. And then you can just stand here and protect the cornfield from the crows. So he's popped up, but this bottom part isn't, and we don't want to pop that up because we're not popping our fence up, and it is going to overlap, and that would lay kind of funny. So let's go ahead and peel the backing off of our fence. We're going to add the first one on here. I think I want to put this in because I want to be able to see the corn. And when this one goes on, where is that going to? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So since I didn't go all the way to the edge there, I don't want to go all the way to the edge there, but these overlap. So I think I might cut off part of, just a little bit of the end there. All right. Let's go ahead and peel this backing off. And then these will line up together. Oops. Uh-oh. It's a job for the pick tool. This fence, it has like little lines that it cuts in there to give it texture. So that was just separating a little bit. All right, so this little cornstalk didn't show up very well. Let's see if I can push it over a little bit, but I don't think I can. But that's okay. It's fine. It's just a cute little card. Okay, and now I'm going to take one of my crows, and we'll put, I don't know if a big dimensional will work. Let's see. Does that show? Nope, we can use that. So we're going to put a big, this little crow. Kind of seeing what's going on with this scarecrow. And then I'm going to stamp So Thankful for You. And hopefully I left enough space. I think I did. We're going to stamp that directly onto our front panel there. So I might have to stand up so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully I will get this right. Oh, I wrote, hope your day is wonderful. I was going to use, that's why it didn't fit so well. Because I actually, for my original card, I put So Thankful for You. But that fit too, so it all worked out. Yay. Okay. Now, if we have the outside done, let's go ahead and add our little, another corn stalk here. I'll try to peel that off. Oh boy, there we go. And I think we'll just put that kind of down here in the corner. And we'll get another ear of corn and stick that behind. It's a little crooked. Got my crooked a little bit. I'm going to stand that up a little straighter. There we go. And then, since this is going on the inside, I'm just going to put my hay bale just flat. So we'll just use some of the liquid glue and attach that directly onto the inside of our card. And then I have another crow here that we're going to put on the inside. And he's just kind of, I got to see where my crease is because I don't want to just put him down there standing. So you got a cute little, I think, just have a little piece there that when I cut that apart, that was sticking up. All right, and then we can just, put whatever. So this could be a good, since we put Hope Your Day is Wonderful, be a nice fall birthday card. So you could make that a happy birthday. Now, so my original card, I just did that. But I got to thinking that the inside, this needed some finishing. So you've got a couple options you could do. I think just by adding another strip on the opposite side, that just really makes a difference. I really like that. So this would be the same size as the one on the outside. It's 1 7/8 by 4 1/4. And we're just going to put that on there. And I just think that helps finish that off a little bit better. What do you think? Now, you've got plenty of room to write and put a sentiment, but if you also wanted to, maybe write more, you could also do another white panel like you did on the outside, and have that match, but I don't really think that's necessary. I think the DSP just really finished that off. So that is my card for today, and hopefully you saw my videos all week long with Fun for Fall. And this is the first time I used the scarecrow. So I'm just going to kind of review what I did this week for my videos. They will be on Facebook, but after 30 days they're deleted. So I am uploading them onto my YouTube channel. So I would appreciate it if you'd go watch them and subscribe and like and share them with your friends. Let's see. My first card that I did, this I didn't use the, but I did my technique where I added lines on that gingham paper. But here's the cards that I made this week with this set. So this was something to crow about, and I just used all 3 crows, and I showed how to make our sentiment die. If it's not big enough, you can stretch it out and make it bigger. And then I used that cute little flower. You know, in this set, there's just the one little flower, and I used our banner dies, and this was actually similar to the inspiration came from the sample that was pictured with the card online on the online store. I did want to show you, because after I made this, I thought, you know, these little ears of corn, they could probably be also leaves. So I was playing around, and I haven't made it into a card yet. But let me see if I can find my little, oh, here. I made the flower smaller, cut it off, and then I added 2 of those little corn pieces to the bottom to make a little leaf, and I think that worked out really good. So again, you could add this to the inside of your card if you wanted to, but I'm going to make a card out of that. I just had to try it and see if it looked good. It didn't really look good on the long stem, but it worked, I think, nicely on the shorter stem. And then I just took, if you can see, let me see if I can get that focused in. I just took my Stampin' blend and just drew a line to kind of give that leaf a little texture. And then on Fast Friday, I made this card, and I used the little leaves and the happy fall, y'all, and have a wonderful day. And this was just, it's actually kind of the same fold. Instead of cutting this off like we did today, we made a score line at 2 1/8 and then just folded it back and put this panel on top of it. So, and then I showed how to dress it up a little bit. So if you missed any of those videos, check them out either on my Facebook page, or you can also, I've loaded some of them, but today I'm going to load the rest of them up on there too. So they should be there. All right. I hope you enjoyed this card today. I just think he's so cute, and it's just all the little accessories just really add to it. And, you know, I think putting that piece of DSP on the inside just really finished that off. So that concludes our Fun for Fall product of the week. And this next week I'm going to be doing, I think, some Halloween. And also, I just wanted to let you know, I sent an email out. If you're not on my email list, I'll put it in the comments how you can sign up for my email. But I am doing some fun things. The new catalog is coming out on September 1st, and it goes till December. It has some fun fall and Christmas things in them. I'm having a like an open house workshop, but you do have to sign up for it because you are going to be making projects. And I'm doing 2 sessions on Friday, September 4th, and Saturday 2 sessions on September 5th. So that was in my newsletter. I'll probably put those details in Facebook also. But do sign up for my newsletter so you stay informed on everything that's going on. And let's see, what else? On the 1st, when this catalog goes live, I am going to do some videos throughout the day and feature some of the cool new products that are in here, some of the fun sweets, and that should be exciting. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a great Sunday afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.